Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my epilepsy and seizures. I've sort of touched on it before in an older video but not in full detail, and that was a while ago. So yeah, I've sort of had quite a few requests for me to talk about this. I think if maybe a few followers have also got epilepsy, and it's probably quite nice for those followers that do maybe have the same problems as me to hear someone else talk about it and just really to normalize it, because it's actually like, it is what it is. I mean, it's not ideal, it's not amazing that we have it, but I mean, there's also nothing we can really do about it, and there's no point really being embarrassed about it or not talking about it, because it actually helps to talk about it. And yeah, like I said, I might be able to help some of you guys, so I hope that it does. And if you're really not interested, then don't watch this video, but for those of you that are interested, please keep watching. I put up a story on my Instagram and I got you guys to ask me some questions. There's some really weird and funny questions that you asked me, but I've just picked out the best ones and I'm gonna answer them for you. So I hope you enjoy this video and thanks for watching. Mum just interrupted my video to ask me if I could shake her protein shaker for her because she ripped her hand at CrossFit. The first question I'm going to be answering is, when did it happen? So I'm guessing by that you mean, when did I have my first seizure? Yeah, so I had my first seizure about 2 years ago. I was actually staying at my boyfriend at the time's house. Yeah, so I was obviously just like shaking a whole lot. I fell off the bed and hit my head on his like cabinet, like where his TV was on, and I bit my tongue pretty bad and I was kind of just out to it. He said that my eyes like rolled back and everything and I wasn't responding. I think he didn't really know what to do and didn't really think anything of it. He didn't think of it as a seizure or anything. I don't really know what he thought. In the morning I woke up and I felt like really sick and I vomited and the whole side of my tongue was like all, like I had bitten a whole chunk out of it. And he told me what happened, and then I told my parents and they took me to A&E and they did lots of tests and couldn't really figure out what had happened. They said that seizures, like one-off seizures, are kind of normal. It could have been because like just lack of sleep or stress or too much sugar. They asked if I'd had any alcohol or drugs, which I hadn't. So yeah, they said that one-off seizures are kind of normal, and it happens to a lot of people, just having them one time. And yeah, they didn't really think much of it. So I think I just went home after they found nothing in my blood tests. And that was fine. We were just like, okay, it happened once, it could just never happen again. But then I think a few months later it happened again, and we went straight to the hospital and did more blood tests. They found nothing. They booked me in for like specialist scans, I think like a EEG, I think it's called. And they stick all these wires to your hair. You've got like all these little wire things in this like scary room, and it's all connected to a big machine and it makes all these noises, and I'm guessing it just sees how like your brain reacts to different noises and sounds and like lights flickering and stuff. That came back fine, so they were like, okay, that's weird. And then I had another seizure, like I don't think it was long after that, maybe a couple of weeks. Had another seizure after that. I was at home this time. Woke up in the morning really sick, obviously blood all over my pillow from my mouth. So after I had that other seizure, they booked me in for an MRI, and that took like ages to get into. Obviously, I guess there's like a big waiting list to get into an MRI. From the MRI scan, you're pretty much just, it's kind of yuck because you're stuck in a machine for so long. I think I was in there for maybe an hour, and my head's like braced in a helmet sort of machine thing, and you have to lie really still for the whole hour. And it's just making heaps of noises, and I guess they're doing the same sort of thing, seeing how your brain reacts. After I had that MRI done, they figured out that my one side of my brain is like really asymmetrical to the other side, and there's like something blocking a pathway in my brain from one side to the other. They ended up diagnosing me with epilepsy. I am on a medication called levetiracetam. So ever since I've been on that medication, I have not had a seizure. But it's not really ideal to be on that medication for so long. It obviously has lots of side effects. Lots of medications like that aren't really amazing for your skin and just your overall health, but I guess it's better than having seizures every day. At the moment, like, I'm fine. I'm not having seizures, which is like really good, but I am still on the medication. Because I've not had any seizures lately, it like makes me want to come off the medication, but I know that if I stop taking it, I'll probably have one, and then it'll take me longer to be able to drive again. Obviously, when you have a seizure, you're not allowed to drive. So that sucks, having to rely on other people to get me around places. But yeah, I'm really grateful for everyone that does drive me places. So I'm sorry to everyone that I'm like, can you pick me up? Can you take me to work? Can you pick me up from work? Someone's asked me, was I scared with all the tests and hospital trips? Obviously, it's scary going into rooms and getting wires stuck to your head or being locked in this thing with your head you can't move. Obviously it's a bit scary, but I mean, you've got to do what you've got to do to find out what's wrong with you. Someone asked me, is it contagious? No, epilepsy is not contagious. No, it's not contagious. That's all I can say. Someone's asked me how to prevent them. At the moment, they say there is no official cure for epilepsy apart from medication. But apparently people do say that keto is really good for epilepsy, but it didn't work for me. And at the moment I'm just sticking to the medication. But ideally I would love if we could find another way that would prevent the seizures from happening. Okay, this is actually quite a good question that I've never really thought about. But now that people ask, I'm like, oh yeah, I shouldn't be doing that. Am I scared to stay out at other people's houses? I probably should be, really. I should probably be more careful about this, and when I'm staying at someone's house, I should probably make sure they know what to do if I was to have a seizure. But I stay at my friends' houses often, and I guess it doesn't really bother me so much because I'm only staying at people's houses that I really trust. I guess I do need to be more careful with where I stay and who I'm staying with, and just make sure that they know if I was to have a seizure what they need to do. So basically what you do need to do is just like roll me over onto my side, get anything away from my mouth, and just make sure that I'm in like a safe place. Probably call my parents, just like let them know what's happening. I'm sure my parents will come and get me. Usually when you go to the hospital, they want to ask how long the seizure lasted. So yeah, if you just check the time and check how long it lasts for, then that would be really good. If I do have a seizure when I'm with you, just roll me onto my side in the safe position, take anything away from my mouth, and do not try to like hold me down or anything. Just let it happen, just make sure I'm safe. And then, yeah, we'll be sweet. Someone has asked me, I heard you can swallow your tongue when you're having a seizure. Is this true? No. I think it is physically impossible to swallow your whole tongue, but every time I've had a seizure, I have 100% bitten big chunks of my tongue out, and it's like really painful the next day. I guess because you're just like shaking hard out, and I just must bite my tongue so hard. Obviously I don't feel it at the time because I don't remember any of it, but in the morning I'm like, oh, and I like can't eat or drink anything. Not fun. Someone has also asked me what's the difference between having just one seizure and then having epilepsy. So having a seizure is like lots of people just have a random seizure because of stress or alcohol or who knows why. But I guess when you have more than one seizure and they find that something is wrong with your brain, they do diagnose you with epilepsy. If you have one seizure, they're probably not going to diagnose you with epilepsy if they can't see anything wrong in your brain. They might just say, oh, it's a one-off seizure. You don't have epilepsy, you don't need to go on medication. The last question I'm going to answer is, bit of a sad note to end on, but it says, can you die from having a seizure? You actually can. So if you are having a seizure and it goes for like quite a while, you can like not get enough oxygen to your brain, and then obviously you can die. I guess that's like the worst of the worst. That's actually kind of scary to think about. So luckily, people that have epilepsy, most of us are on medication to prevent those seizures, so that does not happen. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Obviously, I know this isn't like an exciting video, but I think lots of people are actually interested in it, and it's kind of cool. Like, that's just me, and I'm glad that I can talk about it openly like this. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope that I helped some of you if you wanted to know the answers to any of these questions. And if you have the same sort of problems as me, or you just genuinely want to know more about it, definitely message me and I will answer your questions and have a chat about it. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video with me, and comment down below what you thought of it and what you want me to do for my next video. So thanks again for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!